let's begin. We'll go over this content, and I'll just give you a brief idea about what is this IICS or Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services, which is being rebranded as with a unified org, which is Intelligent Data Management Cloud. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Yeah, so my name is Arun, and I have 20 plus years of experience. And I've been working on Informatica suite of products for the past 15 years, and this is something which I'm taking up as a trainer. And I've trained a lot of batches on cloud data integration and cloud application integration. And I worked on many projects which would include data migrations from on-premise to cloud recently, and I've been working from the beginning on the Power Center. I was a developer, administrator. I was into working on different other technologies too, including program management and a lot of other firm initiated activities. So my major skill set is Informatica Power Center, and I've been working on data quality, Axon, data cataloging, and IICS CDI and CI. So that's my experience. For IICS, I've been working for more than 7-8 years now. I just wanted to give you a basic agenda about what is this IICS all about, and we have two components majorly which would be covered in this training, which is data integration and application integration. So data integration is something where we work on batch jobs, and where we work on on-premise databases, and we also connect to Salesforce. But again, this is more on the batch integrations, and cloud application integration is on the real-time integrations. So this is all tied up with iPaaS. iPaaS is nothing but infrastructure platform as a service, and we will just quickly cover through the architecture before I actually go to the interface, and I can show you and navigate through different services. Okay, that is agenda here, where we can discuss about architecture, runtime environment, and secure agent, and how do we get started. Okay, so yeah, just moving on, right? The next slide. What is IICS? IICS is an on-demand subscription that provides a complete platform for your cloud integration and data management. So this has an ability to connect to multiple sources which are on-premise or which are on cloud, where you can integrate and you can have a seamless data flow across the systems, across applications. And that would provide ability to create and configure connections. You can create users, run the schedules, and monitor your tasks. So there are important components of your cloud, like you have runtime environments, we have a secure agent, and we have organization connections. Okay, so to give you a simple example, right? If you just compare with Informatica Power Center, right? Power Center against IICS. What is the comparison, right? You see Informatica Power Center, you create an end-to-end data flow, like you create a mapping which would have different set of transformations, which you would be working on different set of data, and you would load into target. So in IICS 2, we have a mapping. They call it as a mapping itself. Same thing, right? But in Power Center, you have a session that would associate a mapping. You need to attach, or you need to make sure that you have your mapping to be integrated to a session to run the session. But in IICS, we have it as mapping configuration task, or you also call it as mapping task, right? So these are the changes, mapping task. And in Power Center, we have a workflow, right? You create a workflow and you attach different sessions to it. But typically in IICS, what we call them as a task flow. We don't call them as workflow. This is a task flow. And there are a few limitations in Power Center, right? And the limitations is you cannot run the standalone. You cannot run standalone in Power Center, but you can run a standalone mapping in IICS. Okay, and you have a session that you need to attach to a mapping, right? I mean, you need to create a session, then you can run the session, and you need to have a workflow. But in IICS, you have a mapping configuration task that you can attach a mapping. You can even run a mapping alone, or you can attach a mapping to the task. That's a major difference. Okay, and similarly, if you look at Power Center, you have a domain, right? In IICS, what we have is we have it as an org. Okay, what do we call? We call it as an org or organization. In short, it is called org, right? Organization, or it's called org. And in Power Center, when you create a domain, you have different nodes, different servers as part of the repository server, repository services, integration services attached to it. But in IICS, when you have an org, right? In org, different services that are configured under this organization. So I'll just quickly show this. Like in administrator, when you actually log in, right? You have this UI that has come up, right? When you sign up to a free trial account, and you have this administrator service, and you can see this is a runtime environment. This is the organization. So organization is nothing but you would have the entire name of the organization and just the details around it. And you can configure your default email notifications and a lot of other things that you can do here, which when you sign up to this account, right? And typically in at an enterprise level, you get an enterprise-wise license. Okay, so far so good. Have you understood this? Is it clear so far?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so we'll discuss about architecture. Architecture, if you look at this screen, right? You look at the screen, there is a user who is logged into a machine, right? With his credentials using a web client, you log in, you provide your credentials, and then you perform your design and administration functions. And this is where you see there is a firewall, right? A firewall within the organization. So you have a customer managed secure agent, which is also called a local secure agent. So this local secure agent is something that would ensure the connections are in place, and it would ensure a seamless connectivity between your on-premise and cloud applications. And this is important because you have to create connections. So this is like your medium or an integration service in Power Center, what you call similar like your integration service, right? You have a secure agent that would take care of your connections, and it would connect to your on-premise data as well, like your Sibyl or Oracle or SQL Server, with this, and you can also integrate your proxy SAML for single sign-on, and you can connect to your cloud applications. So if you look at this, when you do some kind of development activity, and when you are connected to Informatica managed cloud, right? This is how you don't manage a repository here. So Informatica manages this. Multi-tenant repositories are how it is being there at Informatica side, where you send the metadata, to the cloud, Informatica hosted cloud, and the metadata is stored. It's not actual data. It is a metadata that gets stored in the multi-tenant repositories. And how it is happening through this, which is through the secure agent, you're doing this. Okay. Any questions on this?
Is metadata stored in the tables, or how it's stored here?
Yeah, metadata is stored in respect to this. These are not typically like your database tables, right? These are something which has to be retrieved. You can't retrieve the metadata that is stored, like for example, I have a mapping that I create, right? I have a mapping name. I have some ID or I have some values around the task status. And there is a specific cloud session ID, a lot of other information. This is not stored in a form of a column in any database. These are stored in form of an API. Like, you need to retrieve the data using API. Like, what typically happens in real time, when you, for example, when you log into any of your net banking site, any of your banking site, what do? You log into a browser, you provide you go to the URL, you provide your credentials, you send a request to authenticate you, correct? And it would authenticate you back, and it would give you the details on the transactions that you want to do. Similarly, if you want to pull the metadata, you have to send a request to Informatica Cloud using some URL and some headers and the credentials that you have to pass so that you get the metadata information retrieved. These are not stored in any tables. These are multi-tenant repositories. These are like, the information that is stored in the microservices based architecture, right? And they're like multi-tenant repositories based on microservices architecture. And you don't, these are not like your repository database as in like a Power Center. In Power Center, you need an Oracle server or a SQL server to store your metadata in the respective repository tables, correct?
Yeah.
But these are not the case.
Tables will be there. Everything will be stored in those tables actually.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about how do we retrieve the metadata at a later point of time, but this is at a high level architecture, right? How do you connect to IICS? This is how it is. Okay. Now, if you just look at the same thing again at a little granular level, right? And you perform design administration, machine with the web browser is all you need. You don't have to launch any applications on your laptop or your machine, right? You launch a client or a server. You don't do it in like typically like your Power Center. It's not a client server based thing. So this is how it is. Like, you have a machine with web browser, internet access, and you have a repository and administration. This function, you can see that this is what it does. And this is a red brick wall that you see that is actually making that you're connected to a repository using different services. Okay. And the company, if you see your company and the secure agent, they're all, within your organization firewall. The red brick you see are within your firewall. So you can access your local files or databases with the help of the secure agent. And you can even connect to Salesforce, which is an external application. Using the HTTPS protocol, you can access your business data. Okay. So if I have to just talk about this components, right? You have cloud hosting facility, runtime environment, and agent. So this is something about, what does it do, right? You need an agent and we need a secure agent to make sure that we are able to run the jobs, we're able to retrieve the data, load the data, and connect to different services, databases, and applications. You need a cloud secure agent. Okay, from a security model, how does it work here? If you look at this, is more or less similar to what we have seen so far. But the only difference is the security model is a data center infrastructure security, which is on the standards of IICS platform security that they have defined this model with that ability at the role and user level, like role-based access control, which is called RBAC. There is a role-based access control, and for every typical role, the access is defined. For example, if I just show you this, we have an admin guy. Admin guy would be having super user access, right? He can do everything. He can set up the security. He can run the tasks, run the task flows, processes, API-based executions, monitor the job results, and he can do everything. But if you look at a designer, maybe more designers or developers, they are the persons who would actually design a job and they would create tasks, task flows and processes, API-based executions and job results. There is also a role called service consumer, which is an operator kind of a role. They are only they do only API-based executions and job results. They don't do much. So that's a major difference between different roles. These are some of the roles that I have just showcased here. You can create multiple roles. You can create custom roles as per your organization need. Okay. So
what is the purpose of this role?
Yeah, the purpose of the role is to have a control on your assets, right? You have different assets and different modules that you work with, and you may be having some kind of limited access on limited assets, and you may not want to do everything, and you won't be able to provide. The admin will not be able to provide you the access for the complete license across the enterprise. He would give you license what is needed for you. For example, you are a developer who does only data integration. You would be given only access to data integration. And let's say you have another developer who needs to work on API-based executions on real time, and they would be given access to cloud application integration, right?
So,
but again, that's how it is. It depends on what role that you have been allocated, what kind of job that you do, right? And similarly, it would be given that way.
Is it because the licensing is based on the assignment or the component assignment, like whether it's application integration or it's a CA or CDI or whatever it is? Is it licensing cost is based on the how
No.
many?
Not licensing cost is not based on that. Informatica licensing cost is based on the IPU, which is called Informatica processing units.
Okay.
Okay.
The data volume of the data.
The volume of the data. It doesn't see. This is only to control your access and control how do you navigate to different assets. We call them as assets.
Okay.
It is called an IPU-based licensing because IPU is Informatica processing unit, and they would be given some limit on the number of IPUs per month. Okay, they have some concession model, and they have some connectors, and they would work with your team to have a customized model on that. So how do we get started? What is needed to get started with this training? What do you need, right? You need to download a free trial account. You have to create org. You need to install secure agent. You need to set up, some database connectivity. So what you actually need is, for example, if you look at this free trial account, right? You just type Informatica Cloud Application Integration free trial, right? You just type in Google. Okay, if you just type application integration free trial, you get the free 30-day trial. Just click on free 30-day trial, and you would be getting a window where you need to provide your details. For example, you provide the details like IICS user, developer. Do not provide your work email. You can provide your personal ID, and you can just uncheck this box, and you can have some username like dev user, right? And you can select a role, and you can give your phone number randomly. Doesn't matter. It's a free account. Country, just select your country, state, and all the details. Check these two boxes. Click on start your free trial. So the moment you click on start your free trial, and remember that you need to uncheck this box. If you check this box, you won't be able to use this mail ID again after 30 days. Let's say this license is valid only for 30 days. After 30 days, you are not giving any username, and you just check this box so that you would have the same username again. It won't accept again for the next 30 days free trial. You understood?
Yep. No need to put a checkbox on it.
Yeah,
we cannot,
you have
if
to
the
uncheck
ticket
this
works,
box
we cannot use it.
and put a
Yep.
username of your own username and just
Yep.
fill all the details. Click on start your free trial. A mail will be triggered to your Gmail ID and you have to activate your account. And once you activate it, you need to come to runtime environments here and you have to download Secure Agent, which is a Windows Secure Agent, because we are working on a training environment on your personal laptops, right? So you select Windows 64 and copy the install token and place it somewhere, download the Secure Agent. And once you download the Secure Agent, it would ask you the path. So the default path would be like program file something, but I don't recommend program files. So what I did is I created this installation in my C drive itself. You know, under C drive, you can see there is a folder I created called IICS. Under this folder, I just gave this path. So under this path, this is installed. Okay. Once it is installed, you would get a prompt to register your cloud to cloud. I mean, register your org to cloud. Sorry. So how do you register your org to the cloud? You would be asked to provide a mail ID and you need to copy the token that you already copied. Right? You have to just copy this this token into that window and you need to register that. Is that clear? And once you register, you can see all the services should be up and running in 15-20 minutes, because this is a self-upgrading agent. You know, it would download all the necessary packages that are needed for you to run your jobs. Okay. It would download all the necessary packages, connectors, and it will ensure everything is ready. And then you need to click on connections and create your connections. Okay. For example, if I click on new connection here and, you know, my Secure Agent is up and running right now. So let's say I want to create my Oracle connection. Okay. InfoSRC. Let's say I want to connect to a connection called a schema called InfoSRC, which is this is my Oracle 19C. I can just say connection Oracle InfoSRC, and this is an Oracle connection. And you select Oracle here. This is Oracle on-premise and username. You can just say InfoSRC. Host name is localhost. And just service name info ORCL, my whatever I have in my system. Click on test connection. Okay, I have to select the secure agent, right? So I need to select the secure agent, my local secure agent group, test connection, so that my secure agent would talk to the Oracle instance and it would establish the connection. Once you test it and once the test is passed, you can save the connection.
So here the connection password being given here, is it not like, would it not go into the parameter file kind of?
Sorry, parameter?
The connection password being here itself, right?
Hmm.
But do we deploy the same connection to the production also from environment to environment? Or is it like one time kind of?
When you deploy the connections, you know, typically the passwords won't get copied over. It is recommended to have the same connection name, but you know, you may have to do, when you do the deployments from, let's say, dev to set or set to UAT, I mean, kind of different environments, INT or want to go to prod, then when you do that, you need to make sure that you have the same connections, or you can even parameterize the connections. That is a different thing. But here we are talking about establishing a connection directly, so that you can work on the this data. You can pull the, you can you know, you can actually retrieve the tables and you can work on the tables, right? That's the thing. Just give me 1 minute. I think I forgot the password. It's correct only, right? I didn't. Something is wrong. Okay. Let me check this properties. This Oracle. Okay. Maybe I gave it wrongly. Okay. Oracle info test connection. Yeah, it is successful now. I'll save this. So this is how I can save the connection. Okay, understood. The connection is saved, and if you go back to connections again, okay, it's still saving. Yeah, sometimes you may find the sync up issues. I think we'll be losing out if we just reload this page. But let's see it again. We can do it. Yeah, this is gone again. Okay, fine, no problem. So let's say connection Aura InfraSRC. It's Oracle connection. Select Oracle, and this is your local agent and InfraSRC. Closed. Schema is Oracle test connection again. Sorry, I did wrongly. Okay, I'll just save this. Okay, so the connection is already saved. In fact, I think it took some time to get synced up. It's already saved. I can see the connections under connections tab. You can see Oracle it's already saved. Okay. Hope this is clear to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, let's say we have created the connection. So we can create the other connections too, and you can have this services that once a connection is created, we can go to data integration and we can start the jobs. When you click on new, you would see there are different assets here, like new asset, mapping task, mappings, maplets, task flows, components. You see there are so many things here, right? So let's say I want to create a mapping, click on create mapping. Okay, just for this demo purpose, let's say I want to load some data using some basic transformations. Okay, so this is my mapping, which I get a default source and target. These are called shapes, source and target, right? And this is a mapping name. Let's say I'll say mapping m_ customer data. I'll just say give this name, save it. Okay, the mapping is saved, but we have to configure the connections. You go to source here, select the connection that you created. Okay, let's say I'll just say customers data here. So when I selected the customers data, even I can preview the data with this preview data option that I get once a table comes up here. Say there is a preview data. When you click on preview data, what it does is it is actually talking to an Oracle instance. It would give you the preview of a few records, not everything. It would give you the preview of the records, few records here. Okay, the customer ID, company, first name. You see all this, right? And let's say I want to have some pass through. Nothing. I'm just putting an expression in between my source and target. Just put a pass through and target. I can have the same connection for now. Click on select. You get two options here. Either you can choose an existing target, or you can choose, something like and create new at runtime. Okay, when you say create new at runtime, customers target demo. That's why I'll just give the names. Okay, so this is creating on the fly, which means that I'm creating a target newly, right? And we don't have to do any kind of field mapping. It's called field mapping is something where you map against your source and target fields. Fields will be mapped automatically. Okay, understood? I'll just save this. Once I create the target, the mapping is valid now. See, I got a valid mapping here, right? Now I can run this mapping alone, right? I can just run this mapping alone. I just have to choose my local secure agent group, click on run, go to my jobs, or you can even open monitor also. You just open this, there is monitor also here. You can open the monitor tab, monitor service by doing a toggle. This is called toggle switch. When you click on this arrow, you'll be able to toggle around different services. Okay. So this is starting, it's in queued status, then it is running status. Now it is in starting status, right? So if you just refresh this.
Is the source is in your local machine or it is in a cloud?
No, this is in local secure agent, okay, not in cloud.
Okay, it is in local in your laptop. Am I correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. The target also is in your local machine. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Shouldn't take much time. I don't know if some it is. Let's this won't open up until unless you have the status as running status, right? Because generally you can do one thing. Some issue with the secure stopped it. Back to data integration again. Stop again. I'll just validate everything. It's valid. Sometimes there may be a delay because it's some system parameters or something with my laptop, right? If it is hanging through connecting to database, it is taking time, but shouldn't be the case every time. So we'll run it again. So if you want to see the job that you just created, it is created under your default project. Open this job again. So what did we do? We went to the source, we created, we have picked up the customer's data and loading into target, same target with a different name, customers underscore target demo. Okay, and run this now. The secure agent group. Click on run. You see there is a one more instance that is started now.
Is the data center location, it should be AWS Asia Pacific when you're installing it?
Yeah, North America. I installed North America because now it is failed because that name is already existing. So there is some sync issue. There's some sync up issue, so it has failed. So what we can do is, we can just give some new name now. Let's say customer target demo 1.
Okay. So how we choose this center data center location? Are we located in the same place, or we can choose?
When you sign up to a free trial account, right? You have an option to choose a region.
Okay. Okay.
When you sign up to a free trial account, you have Asia Pacific, North America, EU regions. Like, you have different regions that you can choose.
Right. That is what my question is, like, is it specific to select in North America region, or it can be any region can be selected?
Anywhere. It can be anywhere, but it was, see, I'm based out of India, right? And I've chosen North America as that data center when I enroll to a free trial account. But again,
Okay.
it depends, right? If I
Okay.
want a faster connectivity, maybe I can choose an APAC region.
Okay. Can we change later that
No, you
center?
can't change it. Can't change
Okay.
it later.
Okay.
Once you enroll
Okay.
to some region, you're sticking to
Yeah.
that because the
Okay.
org is
Okay.
created.
All right. Yeah.
See, now it is in running status. See,
Yeah.
because earlier there was some
I can
sync up
see.
issue.
Right.
Now, when you click on running status, you can click on the data demo, and you see the statistics here. How many rows are being read? How many rows are being processed?
Like
Just
in a
click on refresh.
session, we can see that session property. I mean, workflow monitor, we can see that, right? So that can be seen here. Okay. The duration and all.
So if you just keep clicking on refresh, right, you will see that how many rows are being read, how many rows are being
Okay. Yeah.
processed.
10.
So we got
Okay.
10 rows at a process. So you can just go back and query this customers target demo 1 in your database, and you will see say this is loaded now, right?
Yep.
Fine.
Yep.
So this is just a basic flow that I just gave, because from I can send you the course content also, what I would be covering during the entire course, and you can go through this and you can come up with any questions, and there are some prerequisites which I'll share with the organizer, and they'll get back to you.
Okay.
So, Arun, how is the IICS market and job opportunities on IICS?
Yeah, I think see, right now IICS market is pretty good, and recently Salesforce has acquired Informatica, right? A data management company. Salesforce itself is quite big, on the CRM side, and you see that the opportunities would definitely go up. Now, Informatica is, anyways, it's a leading data management company. You all know that. Maybe if you are from Informatica background, right? And definitely, I can see opportunities are much bigger in the ISCS region, not just limited to data integration, but also application integration, real time. You see a lot of openings coming up.
But when we compare IICS with what is this, Microsoft SSIS or the Azure or the AWS platform, they are also providing the ETL tools, right? Is it
They are
still
also providing ETL tools, but this is something which is an which is like a middleware which is top on the ratings provided by Gartner, right? If you look at the ratings and if you look at Informatica as a ETL tool, it is always leading, right? So definitely, you have customers who would go for AWS, customers who go for Azure Data Factory, and there are different services which are coming up for a lot of other integrations too. But customers would definitely go for multiple things. They look at multiple aspects of it, or pros and cons. But everyone has got their own market share. I can say that. I don't mean that others are not good, but it all depends on their use cases and their business requirements.
Oh, that's fair. The reason why I'm asking this question was, as I'm trying to learn IICS, is it the doubt I have is it right? Am I choosing a right tool? Would I have the opportunities? That's
Definitely.
where I am
You're
asking.
choosing the right tool.
And
I can assure you that, because a lot of people, you can look at yourself in the market. How is it growing right now? And you may be knowing about a recent acquisition from Salesforce also, right?
yeah, that I saw news. And the other thing is Power Center. They said that Power Center support would be stopped end of this year, kind of, right? So
Correct, yeah.
does it?
Power
But
Center support would be stopped, and definitely everyone has to move to the cloud version. Power Center is gone.
But on the other side, actually, we also hear that IICS is does not have all the transformations and it's relatively less powerful than the Power Center. That's how we hear. Is
See,
it really true?
Power Center has been there for so many years, right?
Correct.
And the cloud version has started of late in 2000, maybe 16 or 17, I guess. I don't remember the exact year, but it's only like 7 years now or 8 years. This is started, right? And everything would come up with their own bug versions, every release, they have quarterly releases, and then they work on major fixes, major bugs. They work on bugs and do that improvements. But It all depends on the license that you acquire. You get a lot of transformations. You don't say everything in free trial. They don't give everything free, right? They give on the enterprise license, you have all the transformations which are there in Power Center, which are in fact more than what you have in Power Center. If you go through any of your enterprise license, you will be able to see it on your own company org, right? You can check it. What transformations are supported, what kind of services are supported, what kind of integration templates are there. You can see a lot of them there. Okay.
Okay.
So
And
I would say
what's
this.
the what is the impact of the AI for the IICS? Like because these days all the development and all coding can be done by the AI tools as well, right? So do we have any AI happening on the IICS area as well?
Yeah, see, AI is everywhere. I can say AI impact is happening everywhere, but there is a saying, right? AI cannot replace a human. Correct. You always
That's
need a
correct.
human brain to do
Yep.
something. You need someone to work on it. You
Someone to.
can't
Yep.
you can't
No,
expect everyone to get
yeah,
automated,
that's
right?
I agree with
Mm.
that. But what I mean is that like if I go to ChatGPT and give a statement, or maybe Copilot and give a statement that I want to
Mm.
write a program for this, at least I'll get a base code. Some developer would do a review and fix the corrections. Actually, is the
You
same
you
way.
you you try it out. You just see what I would suggest is if you go to
Mm,
ChatGPT or any of the this one, right? The
mm,
ChatGPT or any Copilot or anything, any other online AI tool, you just
mm,
ask to give a code.
mm.
The code that gives is not accurate, not completely correct.
Yep. It is just 4 years a baby. AI is a 4 years a baby right now. So
Mm.
still it has to be improved. And this is Informatica is like a tool. For the tool, only expression, the few things, whatever you are going to code, decode, all those things can be get in from the AI, but not the tool base, right?
You
So
can't you
I
can't
don't
get a
think so.
tool. You can't get a tool
But
replica, right?
Yep,
but
replica. You can't
Right.
get that.
You can't get a
yeah,
code
but
directly. That is
Yep,
going to give you
yeah.
only suggestions on what to do.
suggestions.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, but Arun, on the like if I ask to write a Java program and with a
Mm.
statement, it gives
Mm.
a Java class, and
Yep.
that may in anyway I will do a
Yep.
as a developer can need to do a review. Now
See,
the question I have is on Informatica or IICS, if I ask a question, does it give the XML file with all the tags and all where I can import that file directly into the IICS and try to edit or modify as per my need? Or is it not like
No,
we're not there?
it is
I
not
don't
like
think
that.
so. We need to try it out. I don't think so
Mm,
that has been developed actually.
See,
Just we need to
you
try.
have to do on your own, right?
okay,
You can't
okay,
expect a tool to give you all everything. You have to learn how to do it, how to
okay.
create XML, how to load
Mm,
data, how to retrieve data.
No,
mm,
actually, his question is already AI is developed for that or not. That is what
Correct,
he's
correct.
asking.
Right.
Yeah. So might we haven't tried that. No, yeah, actually, better just we can try in Copilot. Ask for the XML file with the requirement. Might it
Mm.
will give you that XML file and we can import it and you can see that. You know.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it is going to give you some outline, but
Might.
it doesn't give you everything. Yeah.
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
got it. Got it.
Okay. Okay, then thank you. Thanks everyone for joining the session. And hopefully we'll plan to start up the batch soon. Yeah. Once we have enough students.
And what is the duration of the training?
It would be 30 to 45 days, 30 days
Mhm.
if you just enroll for only cloud data integration, or 45 days for both CDA and CA.
What is the difference between CD and
CA.
CAM?
CA is real-time integration that we work on APIs, we work on
Mhm.
JSON, we work on XML.
Mhm.
Real-time, right? And that is
Okay.
a different way, different process that we create.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then. Thanks everyone for joining the session, and we'll plan for forming a batch shortly. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Arun. Thanks for your time.
Yes.
Have a good day. Thanks, everyone.